Yeah, not done that yet.
So we are, Shane's over there on the right, Anthony's on the left. We have Rhinos against Burn. So it looks like players are resolving mulligans right now. And is this first playing 8th right now? No, this is let's see.
Third and fifth. Third and fifth, it looks
third,
like.
yeah,
third
Shane-
and sixth. Third and sixth.
Third and 6th. Okay, so Shane is going to have the option to be on the player of the draw, which is really, really big.
Massive
always
for Burn.
For Burn.
And that is the downside to going 3-0 double draw. You're almost never going to be in that top half. You have to fight that uphill battle starting on the draw. It looks like Anthony just sort of flashed a gemstone cowards, though. He might be able to steal the play right back from Shane, which would be absolutely huge in this top 8.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I don't have any real experience with either Rhinos or Burn. I don't know about you, Matt. Someone was saying it's somewhat of a 50-50 matchup. Do you have any insight on that?
I have played Burn against Rhinos, and it's one of those matchups that when you talk about it, it sounds like it's massively favored for you because they don't start really playing until turn 3. But every time I've played against it, I have just gotten absolutely steamrolled by it, just because they're on 4 force negations in the main, 4 furies, 4 subtleties, and it really punishes your creature draws.
Sure.
But since Burn has been playing some number of vortexes in the main, it's really helped it out. So if Shane can get a turn 2 or an early roiling, that might be his path to victory.
Sure. It looks like he starts off with the Goblin Guide revealing Lorien revealed. How big would something like Dead Gone be right here to kill that Goblin Guide before it does damage? It looks like he doesn't have it, but I feel like early interaction would be very big from the Rhino side. Try and keep those small creatures off the board, build up some Rhinos in a couple turns. Obviously, we don't see that there. Looks like there may be Fire Ice in hand for Anthony. I wonder if we're going to see that coming down on the Goblin Guide next turn.
Potentially. I don't know if they run basic. Well, that Gemstone has a luck counter on it, so we could potentially see that after the trigger is resolved. It's like there's a little bit of discussion about his hand. I think Anthony's maybe thinking about if he wants to go ahead in Fire and Ice right now, or...
And he might... Is there... What do you consider the real benefit of doing that on his own turn rather than waiting?
Maybe he's just trying to decide if he wants to fight... Well, I guess he could ice on his upkeep also. I'm not quite sure, honestly. So we're seeing Rift Bolt, and I did not see that reveal.
It looked like it was a fetch land for sure. I'm pretty sure that went straight into Anthony's hand.
Okay.
And then we are fetching. Looks like we're probably gonna kill that Goblin Guide before it can connect.
Mm-hmm.
A great trade for Anthony.
Yeah.
Kill the little goblin, get a free draw off it. I'm not sure if he already had the third land in hand, but if he didn't, he has it now. Given any cascading spell, he gets 2 4/4s with trample on the next turn.
We do have Violent Outburst in hand too. I remember seeing that flash, so we're definitely getting a Rhinos turn next turn.
Yep.
So
that'll be an exciting look. Shane leaving 1 land open. Looks like that's the Sunbait Canyon, Horizon land, if I'm not mistaken. So I wonder what's going to happen to that. Maybe sagging a Lightning Bolt could be,
potentially
things.
Yeah, right now that we're to turn 3, I feel like winning with creatures is very unrealistic at this point. So probably we're just going to go all in on burn spells at this point. So it is Shardless Agent.
It is a Shardless Agent. So that's honestly even better in this position for Anthony. That's now 10 power on board.
Mm-hmm.
If he does have the Violent Outburst, then that's an extra 3 damage next turn if he wants it. That could be 11 damage next turn, put Shane down quite a bit to still be at 17 for the Rhino side. But that is still a lot of game in between then and now.
I suppose it's a little bit more awkward if he has Searing Blaze. But that's very, very narrow.
Lightning Bolt targeting a Rhino.
Okay.
I do expect to see a Searing Blaze based off of that. I don't really see a whole lot of other point to targeting the Rhino if you don't have exactly Searing Blaze.
Yeah,
Blood, maybe.
Searing Blaze. Okay, so we have Searing Blaze, so Anthony's going to go down to 13.
Rhino's down.
Oh, weird. Had a stray Sunbait Canyon, and we're casting a Skewer on the Charlotte's Agent. Okay, so he's trying to play a control role right now.
I'm not sure how I feel about this route. What do you think is probably going through Shane's head right now? Is he just that far behind that he needs to...
Yeah, I think when someone's taking this sort of stance, I think it's showing that his hand is he's looking at his hand and saying, okay, there's no way I can win quicker than these creatures will kill me. So potentially he's just trying to manage the board so that he can start popping those Sunbait Canyons and get card advantage. So we'll see if that pays off. But with this other Violent Outburst in hand, that's going to be hard to do.
Sure. And do you think that route changes if he knows about the Violent Outburst? Like, if you know that it's there and you can fully expect that 2 4/4s coming down next turn, that's a fast clock from the Rhino side. Is it?
Yeah.
Make you sort of go into overdrive mode and just try and throw everything at the face?
Yeah. I think if I'm in a situation like this, I think I just want to just send everything upstairs as quickly as possible. Because Anthony's just burning him with creatures right now, so we're you just got to go as quickly as possible. But I mean, we'll see if that pays off. But with this other Rhinos coming down, it's going to be very hard to climb back from this point.
It is. I think it'd be interesting to keep track of that. If that Skewer the Critics had gone face, Anthony would be at I believe 10 life right now. That's we're still off a little bit from the burn side. I feel like it's just a losing race either way. Depends on what's in his hand. But this game feels nearly wrapped up already.
So 4/8. So he has Exacxi. So he's going to play a Goblin God on blocking duty.
But keep in mind those Rhinos do have trample. So Goblin Guy can block. It's only stopping 2 of that damage though.
Well, we also have in Anthony's hand we have Fire and Ice. So we're probably if that's the case, we're probably just going to fire it and then just get in for lethal.
And also bear in mind these 2 Sunbait Canyons deal a little bit of damage themselves.
Yeah, those Sunbait Canyons have hurt this game. Oh, he's just going to show him. Look, I have all these. Let's just go to the next game.
Yep.
Okay.
That is a wrap on game 1. So that's +1 for the Rhino side as we go into sideboarding.
So let's see.
And again, so Matt, you said that you've played this matchup a little bit from the burn side. Is this relatively typical gameplay for this match, or?
I would say so. Just because Rhinos is just so fast and so consistent with what it wants to do that you have to get very lucky with your draws. Really, you need to go as quickly and as fast as possible. And I guess if you get into an emergency, you can burn out some Rhinos. If you just need to survive, but even if we had pointed all those burn spells at face, I don't know if he still would have got there. So
still have been a little short. Again, that big deciding factor was the Gemstone Cavern for Anthony being able to steal the play in this top 8. Killing that Goblin God on turn 2 frees up 2 damage. Rhinos immediately put a fast clock. That's real fast. A great question from the chat. Those were Pokemon cards. I believe some Gyarados from the Rhino side. Gyaradoses? I'm not sure what the plural of that would be. But yeah, some Gyarados for the Rhino tokens, as it were.
Just kind of watching the players as they're sideboarding. It looks like Anthony is putting in Force of Vigor. I guess anticipating the Roiling Vortexes, and it looks like he's trying to decide what he's taking out.
Sure. Burn, not a lot of stuff to easily shave, I don't think. Maybe just make stuff a little bit more efficient, find room for the good cards. Yeah.
Usually Lava Spike is like the spanking child that you take out for everything. So, what was the top 8? The top 8 decks. The top 8 decks today.
Another great question.
Yeah.
So obviously we got Burn and Rhinos happening right here. Our backup match at the moment is going to be a 5-color Bring to Light list. You may have seen last round versus Scam. We also have a 5-color, more traditional 5-color control deck versus a Gruul Saga deck at one of the tables. And lastly, we have Amulet Titan versus Goblins, the Krinko combo Goblin deck.
Change the title to top 8.
So a pretty diverse top 8. Only sort of overlap is the 2 5-color decks, but again, those are very different builds. The Bring to Light obviously shares a lot of cards with the more traditional builds of the deck, rather, but a little more versatility, maybe some more silver bullets. Supreme Verdict obviously can be a beating in the right matchup, and we may see that come into play against Scam. I'll be excited to watch if we can make it over to that game.
Yeah.
After this, but we still have 1, maybe 2 rounds or full games in this Burn v Rhinos match. So we're trying to figure out some technical stuff.
Yeah, we're.
I think we can go ahead and swap back the screen to the gameplay.
Okay.
To get this, they're shuffling up right now. So we can only assume that Shane will once again be on the draw. Question is, will Anthony have, like last time, the Gemstone Caverns to steal that draw from him, or the play? I don't think he's on the draw. Shane should be taking the play. Can Anthony steal it again? If Anthony steals it again, I really like his shots. Just clean 2-0 the first round of top 8.
Was Scam well represented? I heard people said that they got scammed. I don't think you said no scam made it in.
There is one scam.
There's one scam. Okay, so I think there were like 2 or 3 scams here. The majority that I saw anyway was just the 5-color Omnath decks. Deck is very, very good. So let's see. So we have a...
Yeah, I would say Scam certainly represented, maybe underrepresented by the grand scheme of things, the overall meta. Looks like Anthony just revealed Handy's mulliganing. He had all 3 Rhinos in the opening hand.
He had 1 fours, double Rhinos, and lands. So he was very not impressed with that hand. So
sure.
we're trying to see what's in Shane's hand.
Hard to tell.
I have no idea why I'm tilting my head trying to see it.
But no, that is a good question. Obviously, we don't have the deck list with us anymore because the players have it themselves, so they can get a little bit of a even footing on what the other player has. I'm not sure if the Rhinos build has just 3 copies of Rhinos or all 4 in the main deck. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's a good question. I didn't know that they did that.
I'm not entirely sure. I know our own Will Hargett in the Legacy stream the other day, I believe, was only playing 3 with the endurance to cycle some back in. So I'm not sure if that's a common thing, if that transfers over to Modern, or if it's just the full 4 all the way every day.
Okay.
Either way, 3 in the opening hand, not where you want to be, especially against a fast deck like Burn. You're not seeing any of those Rhinos.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like Shane is comfortable on his 7 because I have not seen him mulligan. So, gotta be a Roiling Vortex in this hand.
Is that 2 more Rhinos in Anthony's hand off the rip?
That is 2 Rhinos.
If he keeps this, one of those is sure to be going to the bottom.
Double Rhinos, a Fire and Ice, I believe. Yeah, we're putting back
a lot of speculation.
Oh, Wear and Tear. That's a Wear.
Oh,
No, that's a. I'm sorry.
Dead Gone.
I don't know why I would even say Wear and Tear. My bad. Sure. It's been a long day.
Okay. Anthony definitely thinking. I'm pretty sure the put on bottom is you would say that's pretty clear cut, right? The Rhino just goes on bottom.
No, I can't imagine a world where we keep.
So it looks like he's just considering if it's a keepable hand in the first place. It definitely seems, from what I can see, a little bit light, but only time will tell.
All right, so
if he's got the Dead Gone, that could be huge to kill an early guy from the Burn side.
All right, just a spin and a Rift Bolt. Did not have the Cavern, so I'm sure Shane is loving that. So he's just going to play a Scalding Tarn.
Scalding Tarn. Interesting. Yeah, so obviously no turn 1 dude from Shane. And that is... Okay, there we see. Finally a Swift Spear, body on the field.
Did he count that as... How much did he deal damage to him for? Did he deal 2 or did he deal 1?
Let's see.
Because that
1 damage from the Shadow Spear, 3 from the Rift Bolt at the start of the turn, and then a fetch is 5 total damage. So a lot of totals do appear to be correct.
I was just wanting to make sure that we didn't accidentally count a prowess trigger.
Yeah. But Shane seems to be stuck on 1 land. That could be very relevant. likely will be very relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, no Chalice that I'm aware of from the Rhinos build.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there's nothing to worry about on that front. The question is, what is in Shane's hand? Does he have the one drops to boot with the one land, or does he need to draw that second land immediately?
I will say, I have seen Burn come back from a one-lander. Now, with Burn spells against Monster Spirit, it's kind of awkward. I feel like he has to kill this now if he's going to, because you don't want to be punked out by a spell.
Absolutely, and that's what we're gonna see right here.
Yep.
Is the dead targeting the Swift Spear? Get that off the battlefield quick. Kill it with fire, as it were.
And we are suspending a Rhinos.
Yep. So quite the slow clock there, but it is an inevitable clock if he's not dead before it comes down. I feel like if Shane can draw that second land right here, he could be in a really good spot.
And let's see if Goblin Guide helps him out a little bit.
No cut, revealing... Ooh, a Violent Outburst.
Yep. We do have Boseiju, so we're going to be able to Rhino next turn.
Yep. So that should stonewall the Goblin Guide pretty well. Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to look sketchier and sketchier. The longer Shane goes without finding that second land, I think his odds of making this a competitive match are just going down quicker and quicker. But there we see it. This could be the deciding factor. What's he gonna put down? Is this gonna be a Vortex? Looks like it.
Vortex. That is and he is going to force negation.
Get the force.
Man, and then if he swings here, Anthony can just resolve the trigger and then cast Violent Outburst and then block. And man, this is just going so far down the hill.
Shane's just gonna make him have it.
He's just...
Yep.
Yeah.
We are seeing the Violent Outburst. This not looking great for Burn.
Yeah, I think this is a case of too little, too late right now.
I have to imagine Shane just saw that Roiling Vortex and got a little happy. He was like, surely I'm going to draw that second land. And just not in time with the Force of Negation, no less.
I have made it a rule for myself, if you ever, unless your hand is full of cantrips, never keep the one-lander. It's just not worth it. It just does not pan out.
No, it's definitely desperate times to keep a one-lander.
So,
but maybe if he was up the game, if he had won game one, I could have seen it as a consideration. Because that card, if it resolves, can be pretty backbreaking for the Rhinos player, I have to assume. But instead, we just see a kind of sad Lightning Helix.
Okay, so
it's still a competitive game.
We're at 9, we're at 11, so 4, 8. So, okay.
Second Violent Outburst.
Okay.
Yep,
we're done.
Believe that is just
so that is a 2-0 for Rhinos. So
Burn quickly knocked out of the top 8, but did better than me. So
let's go ahead and swap over to our other game that's going on. Let's see. Just having to do a little bit of kajiggering over here.
We'll figure it out. Neither of us particularly the technological acolytes that some in our cohort are. So chat, y'all asked for the Burn Rhinos game. Did it satisfy your need to see some Burn and Rhinos? Any general thoughts on that game? What could have happened different? Was it overly greedy keep from the Burn side, or is it reasonable to keep that and just hope for the land to punish the Cascade spells? I'm really not sure. Again, having never played either deck much, I don't know if it was too greedy, or if it works out, if it would have been, play of the century. Really just don't know. Would love some insight on that as we try and figure out where game 2 is.
Yeah, we're
I think we can probably go and put it on screen and fix the names.
Yeah, we can go ahead and do that. We're going to update these names if I can.
Yeah. Should be able to. So this is of course the
there we go.
I was incorrect. It is 5-color control versus Gruul Saga, kind of a Ponza/Burn style mid-rangey deck, I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
The Rob Terry special.
So
We're getting into it.
Not aware of what game we're in right now. If we're if it might even be game 1, just because this deck takes a little bit to win.
It could be, and the Burn Rhinos match was very fast. But let's see here. We're obviously dealing with a little bit of glare on the screen. Can't tell quite what everything is. I do believe that is a 1 ring on the 5-color side. Which there's a lot of glare that we're dealing with.
A lot of glare?
Yeah, for the second match, the backup match.
Oh, gosh.
Can't quite see.
I can try adjusting it real quick.
Sure.
But, yeah, I'll adjust it, and just let me know if it fixes the issue.
Sounds good. We appreciate that. Some big spell in the middle of the field. Maybe it may have been a Solitude or Fury, perhaps. It seems like it dealt with a creature on the Gruul side.
Okay.
But
There we go. That kind of
still can't quite tell what that creature in the middle is. But ooh, a Rhinos 6. That could be huge, especially if there's a Saga in the graveyard.
Make it better or worse?
Made it a little bit better. Still can't tell what the big creature was. Oh, an Obsidian Dreadmaw. That. So we're definitely in game 2 then, because I know that's out of the sideboard to deal with Sagas.
You want me to just ask? You want me to ask?
Ask what game we're in?
Yeah, what game we're in.
Should be game 2.
Okay.
I imagine. You can ask if you want.
Oh well, that's fine.
Sure.
All right, so we are, man, that is a fistful of cards that Twan has.
It's a fistful, but it's also a pretty full board from Rob's side. Depending on what life totals are, this could be a very dangerous spot for the control player.
Game 2, Rob is up again.
Game 2, we have the Gruul up a game. Can we also get life totals?
No.
Fair enough. So no life totals for this game. It is something to something. More than 0. That's all I can say for sure. Ooh, Solitude could be a very big draw from the 5-color control side. Activating the 1 ring. Gonna take some damage off that if you can't answer it.
Here we go. Let me see if I can adjust this a little bit. There we go. Okay.
There we go. Cool. So yes, Gruul's up a game. Matt, what are you seeing? What are you liking? What do you not like?
Well, from Rob, if I'm on Rob's side of the table, oh my goodness. Okay, we are, man. Rob is knocking on the door of being having him dead here. So if I'm on Rob's side, I do not like the fact that I'm seeing a whole bunch of cards in his hand, because this deck just spits out ley lines like that right there. So that is a ley line binding. Looks like we are targeting the Rhinos 6. Okay.
I don't hate that.
Double ley
Is that
line.
the second line? Oh.
Triple ley line.
Whoa.
Triple ley line. Wow. Okay. And then half
And
ley.
Blight Half.
Okay.
Those were some big draws.
That is a sick rip.
The big question though, Tuan is at 2 life and has a 1 ring. How many counters are on that ring, Matt? It's got to be 1, right?
That is. It looks like 4.
4 counters on the 1 ring.
So he's dead.
Is he not just dead on upkeep? Surely he has the 4th ley line in hand then to answer his own ring.
I think he's doing it with the trigger on the stack.
Maybe
to
try
see
and
if
get
he
that
can.
4th ley line. That is a nice script full of cards. If he can survive this 1 ring trigger, I think he might be able to claw his way back in this. We saw some Solitudes in hand. That's a great way to gain some life back.
So I mean, is that counter number 5? So he's going to need to gain 6 life to stay alive.
All right, he's got to either gain life right now, or somehow deal with this ring at instant speed. And if he doesn't have that 4th ley line in hand, I just don't quite know how that happens.
Pretty sure it uses last known, so Tuan would take 4 anyway. Okay, so he's exiling his Delighted Halfling. So he's going to go to 3.
Yeah, so he's using the Solitude on the Solitude, or on his own creatures.
Okay.
To gain life, stay alive just barely, but barely alive is alive.
So he is at 3 now.
Is Coffee Money crazy? Last last known number on the One Ring. I'm not sure about that. I want to say the One Ring checks as it resolves, but I could certainly be wrong on that. I'm open to being wrong on so many things.
So it looks like we gained. I think maybe you're right, because he gained 4 just then, because he solituded his own delighted halfling, and then he solituded his own solitude. So that's 4 life.
Sure.
Man,
So
this is weird.
He's surviving at 1, but the big thing is he currently does not have a solitude on the battlefield.
He has a Teferi though, so he's definitely going to bounce this One Ring.
But he's still dead to a Ren and 6, any burn spell. If I'm in Twan's spot, we're alive, but I'm not loving my position, I don't think. But with 5,000 cards in hand, who knows what happens. Ooh, Ulfgar, thank you for the follow, man. We really appreciate that. Hope you're liking the stream. Enjoying the top 8 so far. For anyone who may just be joining us, we saw Burn take down Rhinos. The other way around. Rhinos take down Burn in a clean 2-0 sweep.
So we have we've played the One Ring, so we have protection now. So Rob is, he's still in a really good spot. So I think this is just a please don't kill me ring, because I don't imagine that ring is going to draw any cards anytime soon, unless we can get an Omnath down and start gaining a bunch of life.
Unless we got a Madman on our hands.
Good old Goyf.
Armagoyf. In Modern? In 2023?
The old Goyf.
Madman.
Goyf here is it's definitely a lethal threat, but we do have a Solitude in hand, so.
We do. Oh my gosh, this is an intense game to be at 1 life on the control side. Because again, there's just so many things I feel like that Rob could have. This is where not having the deck list is quite unfortunate at the time. Because I'm not sure if he's playing much burn in that Gruul list, if he's just looking at Ren and 6 for that little bit of reach. I don't know exactly what Rob could have in his hand or draw. It feels like there's got to be some good outs to him to get that last point of damage across.
That is an Omnath.
That is an Omnath. That's going to be 4 more life if he has any land.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, we have to assume there's a land in those 15,000 cards. I think I saw a Misty Rainforest right there.
There is a Misty Rainforest. And there's a Solitude. So very likely we're just going to see the snowball forming here.
Absolutely. And that's what these control decks do best, isn't it? Sure, you might do a lot of damage in the first turns 1 through 3, maybe 1 through 4, but as soon as that One Ring resolves, as soon as you get Omnath, these Planeswalkers, that's a lot of snowballing that happens really fast. If you can survive the initial onslaught as this control player, which it seems like we did in this game.
Yeah. If I'm on Rob's side of the field, I guess the rounds are untimed, so there's no point in trying to scoop it up to hurry up and go to the next game. But I would probably just scoop at this point, because you have so many permanents with dice with counters on them at this point, and it's just, I do not see a way out of this, because even if we get in, we can fetch and gain life.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle for sure. I agree. There's top 8. There's no clock, no reason to concede just yet. I don't see an easy route to win from the Gruul side. Chat, has anyone seen this deck? Anyone know what might be in it? Ideas on how to get out of this, or are we just kind of hoping 5-color mills themselves? What's the game plan here? How does Gruul win, or how does 5-color lose? Might be the better question.
So we're dashing Ragavan, and we're just trying to be aggro. So we're going to fetch, and we're going to go up to 8 or 7, excuse me, because we have to pay the 1 for fetch.
Sure.
Looks like there's a little discrepancy over life totals or something.
It seems like it should go up to 8, because we're at 5, so we go down to 4, and then 4 more life from the Omnath should go up to 8.
Okay. We're gesturing to Fairy, so maybe there was a response. Terry said he had a response. And then Twan was like, hey, there's the fairy in play. No responding here, good sir.
Sure. Unless you have, I don't know, what activated abilities could you have from the hand in that case? Don't think we're getting the Sokan or whatever the channel land is on the one land. Also, how big is this Tarmogoyf? I've not done that math yet. A lot of cards in exile.
Tarmogoyf is a 5/6 right now according to the dice. I see land, sorcery, creature. So we're bolting the Ragavan.
So that's an instant if there wasn't one already. So it's a big boy. But with the Delighted Halfling on the control side, it feels like a free block. Tarmogoyf does not have trample, never has. Maybe that's the next Modern Horizons.
That question always came up too. Oh,
Tarmogoyf for trample?
Okay, so we can. So Haywire Might is a. What does it exile? I can't remember.
It can exile artifacts. I want to say just artifacts or enchantments. So
I think you're right.
It's an answer to the One Ring, but is that even relevant at this point?
I don't think it is. It's you are trying to get him artifact or non-creature enchantment.
Sure.
Oh, so we could hit a binding if we want to free something. It looks like Rob's packing it up. Okay.
There we go. Yeah, I feel like the snowball had just gotten too big. Unless we somehow teleport it to the Sahara Desert, we ain't win that from the Gruul side.
All right, so we're going to be going to a game 3 between Rob and Twan.
So, what are you expecting to see from either of these decks? Like I said, I'm not overly familiar with this Gruul Saga deck. As far as I know, it's a Rob Terry original.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any expectations? Do you think being on the play for Rob is going to be big? What's the important thing here?
I think that Rob has always been a fan of aggro decks, and I have to imagine that he is happy that he's going to be going on the play on game 3. So I do not know what's in the sideboard.
A lot of question marks there for sure. And obviously, Rob had Twan down to 1 life in the last game while being on the draw. So if that's any indication, I feel like being on the play is going to be huge. Assuming that the other games were normal games for this matchup, and that we have one right here, I feel like I'm favoring Rob in this game 3. But we'll see. There's a lot of question marks. Again, don't have the deck list with us at this moment. We'll try and get those more concrete for the next round, so we can answer those questions as we go.
I'm trying to see if I can secure the deck list because I am very interested in seeing what are in these. But it looks like our players are resolving mulligan, so does not look like any kind of tweaks were made for on the play or on the draw. It looks like players are just running back what they boarded in and boarded out.
Sure.
All right.
So are there any big cards you're looking for early from the 5-color control side? I feel like from everything we know of the Gruul deck, you need to have some early responses. What does that look like? What's the key cards in the first turns 1 through 3 maybe?
Out of Gruul, it looks like both players taking a mulligan. Out of Gruul, I definitely want to see a turn 1 removal spell for the Delighted Halfling. That's probably the biggest thing that you need. So if he can control the Halfling, at that point, you just kind of want to have just threats every turn. Before you really just have to play your game out before the 5-color control deck can just lock down the game with Beanstalk, Teferi, Ren and 6, just get its lock in place. So pretty typical aggro versus control game plan is what I imagine.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. How important of a role is the Saga in the Gruul Saga deck going to be in this? It seems, generally a really good card versus control. I'm not quite sure how well it fits into the Gruul game plan. I've not seen it play a lot. I'm curious to see if Rob can maybe get one on turn 2 and just run with that. I'm curious how that goes.
Well, it looks like Rob's going down to 5 now, and Twan is kept on 6. So it's going to be difficult. I don't actually know what we get with the Saga outside of Haywire Might.
I'm not sure, but I feel like just being able to make those constructs, especially on the Mold 5, if he can manage to get a Saga out on turn 2 with 2 other lands, that could be could be huge. That could be the thing that wins the game if he can get there. But again, going down to 5, hopefully he can keep this, put 2 cards on bottom, and just start grinding away.
Okay, so we are keeping our 5. Haywire Might and Unknown looks like it's going on the bottom, which makes sense because we can fetch up the Haywire Might with the Saga. All right, so we're starting it off. Maybe a turn 1 Ragavan, which is almost always the correct play. That is going to be the turn 1 Ragavan.
I think that's exactly how you want to start if you're the Gruul player.
Yeah. So that is always a good thing to see if you're an uncontested Ragavan on the play on turn 1 with no removal spell. All right. So.
On a mulligan, if this can connect, which it's looking less likely that it does, but if we can, that treasure token might be very useful. Maybe Rob kept a land light hand, hoping to bank on these treasure tokens. Again, a lot of question marks right now.
Oh yeah, Josh updated us 6 scam decks on the Swiss. So wow, that was a pretty good amount.
Yep, that's high quantity, and to only have 1 make it into the top 8, I wonder what that says about either the scam deck today or maybe just in this meta.
All right, so we have bolted the Ragavan, but Rob has a follow-up Tarmogoyf, so that is a 3/4 currently.
Immediately 3/4. That's 2 mana 3/4 in turn 2. That's not a bad spot to be. Some may say long gone are the days of Tarmogoyf, but not Rob.
Never.
Rob is proud to put that in his deck.
All right. So getting in for 3.
And we're fetching again.
This may be binding if he gets a Triome.
It is, and if so, that might just be very backbreaking. We'll see. Is it? That looks like a breeding pool, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I think that is a breeding pool.
Yeah. So not quite sure what to expect from this. And the glare is doing us no favors.
That's a ley line.
That is a ley line binding.
Okay.
So we have answered the Tarmogoyf.
It's too good. You have to go on binding it.
It is.
So okay, and Rob
no follow up.
Yeah, it looks like I'm seeing. It looks like bolts in his hand. Maybe he just kept interesting to keep in bolts. That was actually one thing that I was finding myself doing against 5-color controls. I just boarded out my bolts because really the only relevant target is going to be Delighted Halfling. After that, you just bolt really doesn't do much.
Right. But you're also coming from the side of a Murktide player, yeah?
Correct.
I feel like the Gruul deck wants to have a little bit more reach, maybe go over the top some more.
That is true.
It's also a good, solid answer to the One Ring in some senses. They resolve the One Ring. Sure, I can't kill you right now, but upkeep, you're free game. I got a bolt in hand.
That is a very good point. All right.
So we'll again. Well, what was the play from Rob? Did he put a companion in hand?
I think he did.
Is this an Obosh deck? No, can't be Obosh.
It's Gigantha.
Gigantha.
Oh, okay. So we put a Gigantha.
Yeah. Okay. So that's. Oh, and the One Ring for the control. This feels like a not great spot to be in if you're on the Gruul side, but Tarmogoyf, hey, that's another threat that just has to be answered. And if it's not, who knows? Who knows how long till that just runs away with the game?
So no change to the graveyard. So Tarmogoyf still a 3/4. Twan's going to go down to 11 from the One Ring trigger. I see, he's got a stacked hand. That is Elishnorn. He has a Teferi. He's drawing 2 more cards. Look like 2 lands.
Yeah, so I feel like sandbagging the Elishnorn for right now might be the play. We're up to 4 mana. That is a second One Ring. Interesting. That feels very aggressive to me. Again, not sure exactly what was in his hand, but I feel like there are other plays that could have been made. I'm not sure what the rationale is behind that. Do you have any insight?
He may just be trying to get Rob to load up the board and so that he can draw into a bunch of removal spells and have a really crazy turn and just wipe all of his threats.
Sure. And so the Solitude off the top there quite possibly going to be really nice. If he lands this Elishnorn, that Solitude just wipes the board.
I think that's actually what we're doing. I think maybe that was the play.
5 mana for a board wipe plus a 4/7 Vigilant seems really good against the Gruul deck right now.
My goodness, this deck is not okay.
No.
That's the plan. It looks like we're going to do Elish Norn, and then we are going to evoke. If we have a card to evoke, or maybe he's just going to do it.
He may be just sandbagging it. We'll see. We know that there is a Teferi in that hand, so he has something that he can pitch to the Solitude. But I guess there's not a whole lot of reason to be rushing that.
Yeah, I just saw Rob flick his hand. I see Wrenn and 6, Double Bolt, and a Unholy Heat.
Okay.
So we have a bunch of removal spells.
Right. No Delirium, so the Unholy Heat is still just 2 damage right now. And the Tarmogoyf is there's a 1 ring in the graveyard, so it's now a 4/5 if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
so
that is correct.
Tarmogoyf plus Bolt is enough to kill the Elish Norn if the control side decides to block. Again, I expect to see the Solitude, and it looks like that is what's happening.
So Rob, the plan here, if I'm Rob, is if you're seeing Solitude come out, I think he has enough burn to kill. Oh, it looks like he did not see it because he could have. Unholy Heat. No, we couldn't have because we don't have Delirium. Never mind.
No Delirium.
Silly. Okay. Man, that feels bad.
Yeah. But with the Solitude going to the graveyard, right? That takes away 5-color control's easy path to gaining life. If we have 2 bolts and a Wrenn and 6, maybe we just play the Wrenn 6, try and ping for that 1 damage. 2 bolts, that's 7. We just need a 3rd one, and that's home free.
All right.
If there's nothing from the control side.
987-654.
Is that your phone number?
Oh.
What are we doing?
I'm horrible at math. Okay. So we're
some promos being thrown on the board. Death Shadows, I believe.
We're +1ing probably to get back that.
Are we plus?
Air
He just played it so far. I've not seen. Did he plus it?
Does it come in on 3 or 4?
I believe it comes in on 4. No, it does come in on 3. It's a 2 mana planeswalker comes in on 3. So
okay,
he
so we just
plussed it.
Yeah, we just shortcutted. We just he just plus it, said, "Hey, I'm getting this, and I'm fetching immediately." So we got back the Aramay, so we're fetching probably another basic here.
Let's imagine we'll see, because the Elish Norn is a 4/7, so that can one-shot the Wrenn 6. I don't expect it to be around next turn. Again, not being sure what exactly is in that deck leaves up a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, I'm going to see.
Trying to see if we have the deck lists available.
We do not yet.
We don't. That's all right. We'll be sure to get pictures of those. Have copies laying around for the next round. Hopefully, maybe we still see this Gruul deck in the next round. It's not looking overly likely at the moment, though.
3, 6.
I am favoring this control deck in this game quite heavily. 7, so that's still a lot of room to work. Is that just 1 card for the control player?
That he has in hand?
In hand, yes.
No, I believe he has a couple.
If he didn't, now he does. Drawing off the ring.
So is there a Teferi in play? I cannot see.
I
think that's the Elish Norn.
Currently is no Teferi, but now there is. There we go.
Okay, I think we're going to bolt in response, so put him to 3.
Seems like it. And if there's not a way to gain life for Tuan, which I have not seen one, then any bolt off the top is just game over.
Oh, he's bouncing his
bouncing his ring to draw a card
and
replaying the ring. So,
all right, so we're at minimum winning our next turn if we're wrong. So,
was there no attack, or did he go for life total?
I think doesn't Elish Norn have vigilance? He may.
Elish Norn has vigilance. I did not see an attack. The Wrenn 6 is still on the battlefield. I'm not sure what just happened there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Very curious. Unless they just didn't mark the life totals, but I didn't see pen on paper, and that phone still says 22.
Give me an update. Wayne went over Grant and 3 games. So drew. I never cast it.
Big sad.
I never even drew it, to be honest.
Damn, that's sad.
We're at 3 still.
Thanks for playing it though, Grant. Yeah, thanks for playing the Trickster in your Amulet deck.
Yeah. It never came up. It never did anything. So.
Fair enough.
Net neutral.
That's where we at.
Yep.
Yep. All right,
No,
that is the Giganta down.
Actually, honestly, I would say it was net positive because I always had a free card to cut. I never had to trim anything
Okay, sure. Yeah.
because I have 61 cards.
Right. Just you never put 16 cards in your sideboard though, right?
No,
Okay, good. That is illegal. But I have a good one, Grant.
Okay.
All right, so control down to 2 life off the 1 ring activation. Teferi makes upkeep bolt impossible. So if he can somehow cycle rings or gain life, there's a lot of good things that the control player can do right here.
Okay, unless he has a way to bounce the ring, which surely he's just evoking Solitude. No, Fury. Or is that the Ingot Chewer?
That looks like a Fury. He pointed at the Rhinos 6, so it should be dealing some damage over there.
My God. This game has jumped the shark.
It sure has. It's.
So-
I'm not sure if the game is closer than it feels, or if the life totals make it look closer than it is. It's. I can see this going either way. I think if we had an advantage bar, Matt, where are you putting that at?
Oh man, it's. I think that Rob is still advantaged right now, just because. Well, I mean, we're playing. We're
Playing the One Ring again.
Playing the same One Ring.
Everybody's favorite Magic card.
So, I think if I'm Rob here, well, I mean, we need to draw a removal spell. So, or we need to draw another bolt. Because if we draw a bolt here, I think we win. Because what we can do is we can ping the Teferi because it is at 1. So, and then we can go upkeep bolt. So we're drawing to bolt. It does not look like we hit that. I think that was a Tarmogoyf.
Mm. Is Tarmogoyf relevant at this point in the game? I feel like it's just going to get stonewalled by the Elishnorn if the control has no other answers to it.
I think Rhinos 6 right now is strictly deal damage to you right now.
Right, but with the One Ring still around.
We played it last turn.
Yeah, I agree. If we can protect that Rhinos 6 and keep another ring from getting slammed down the battlefield, or the One Ring being slammed down again itself, then that Rhinos 6, if it has at least 2 loyalty counters on it, then that's enough to get through over a couple turns.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't know. I feel like Tuan is seeing so many cards. There's got to be so many things that they can do. I feel like the advantage bar is slightly shifted that direction. There's obviously outs for Gruul, but I feel like control is taking control of this game.
Yeah, the continuously recurring One Ring is definitely hurting. So we did we killed the Teferi, so we're going to go to 1 during our upkeep. Man, this is stressful. This is if I'm Rob in this situation, this is so scary.
Just one misstep anywhere along these lines, and that's 1 more damage to the face. We're drawing cards. We got to find the Teferi or another One Ring, or we're just dead to the ring.
We drew a Solitude, so if we're in panic mode, we can Solitude our own Elishnorn.
Yep. And with Elishnorn, it can also target the Tarmogoyf at the same time. We can't answer both.
Yep, that's true.
Let's see.
So play
and
a One Ring.
another One Ring. Everybody's favorite Magic card.
Alright, so we are going to our turn. What did we draw? I did not see what we drew just then. That Unholy Heat has just looked so bad in our hand.
It's really just rotting there.
Against the 4/7 Elishnorn.
That 7 toughness. 7's the new 4, I would say.
Can you shut the door, please?
Because that was for a long time. 4 toughness was like the mark to be at in Modern to avoid Lightning Bolt. But now with Unholy Heat, kind of everywhere.
Tuan gave Rob the benefit just then. He started to go to combat, and Tuan just reminded him of the ring. So very, very kind of Tuan to not just make Rob burn his his turn there. Ooh, looks like Rob is going to go for the kill Elishnorn play now.
That's what it seems like. And I would be shocked if we don't see the Solitude come out. Yep. Exactly what I would have expected. Probably going to target the Elishnorn and that Tarmogoyf, gain 4 life to stay alive. And just a free removal spell. And again, this is just what makes this control deck so dangerous, is you have so many answers to so many things.
Yeah, it's just...
You make it past turn 4. I see it. Yeah, you make it past turn 4 and you're still alive and drawing some cards. You're in the driver's seat in almost any game. See you next week.
I'm going to keep the stream on my phone while I drive.
Appreciate it.
Okay,
yeah, so at this point, what are the outs from the Gruul side? I just can't really think of anything.
Well, so we have Haywire Might, so we can pop one of those ley lines now. So we can get a threat in play, and then he has to have a removal spell for that. Oh, we're gaining life with the with that. I would have been
the Solitude get in for some damage.
Yeah.
The game's not done, but I don't like this spot if I'm Rob.
So we have Prismatic Ending in our hand too. And that is unfortunate.
Is this empty-handed on the Gruul
Another
side?
ley
Second.
line. Or another
Haywire Might.
Haywire. Okay. So this is not necessarily bad. So what we can do now, if we're Rob and he may be trying to set up for this, is like block, or block the Solitude, and then sack it before damage so that he doesn't gain the life, and then get a Goyf back.
Sure.
But it looks like he just went for the One Ring.
Right, and I think that is probably the closest thing to an out. If Control can't accrue more card advantage in another way, even though they have, 10 cards in hand?
That's a stupendous amount of cards.
It's too many. This is quite the fight. A Ren 6. What is Haywire Might's toughness? Is it 1 toughness?
It is a 1/1, I believe.
Yep, so it looks like we may be forcing Rob to use that now. Try and get the Tarmogoyf back. I don't expect that to stick around, if I'm being entirely honest, but we'll see. Crazier things have happened.
Pretty sure we have another Solitude copies 6 and 7 in the hand.
Right. They've always got more.
Yeah, it's always got Solitude. Yeah, this deck is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right. We're on Halfling Beatdown right now, so we are at taking 5 right here.
Right. Yeah, like we've said, top 8 untimed. There's no reason to force any concession or call it quits early. But I don't know if it's mathematically possible for Rob to win this game. From this standpoint,
I think we have gone past the point of the aggro, the Saga deck being advantaged.
And that means I've got to ask the question: what happens if Rob doesn't mulligan to 5? We saw 5 color control down to 1 life. I feel like those extra 2 cards could have been helpful. Or 2 down to 5. What happens if there's an Urza Saga in that opening hand? If he can get that Urza Saga down to turn 2,
Urza Saga would have been really good to see in any of these games. We didn't see game 1, but yeah, Urza Saga would have definitely helped out.
Sure seems like it. Dad on Ham. Thanks for the follow. We appreciate that. We love seeing new people, new faces come in.
I think I know who Dad on Ham 93 is, but thank you for the follow also. All right, so yeah, this is just
we turned a corner, didn't he?
Oh yeah, no, we have done a complete 180. It is just drew another One Ring. He's exiling the Ren and 6. He's just taking this deck apart basically. So I think this game is pretty much done for.
Yeah. The last game when he got him down to 2, Rob had a chance to pull it out. He got tentative.
Hey, what now?
He had tentative on his play. He had open mana. He ended the turn with a Haywire Might and a Lightning Bolt in hand, and the guy was at 2 with 3 or 4 counters on One Ring. and he didn't force the Haywire Might to try to get the counterspell for the bowl.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That's unfortunate.
It just occurred to me who Dad on Ham might be, but I'm gonna stick to Dad on Ham. That is definitely what that name is. Sorry if I butchered it, bud. I never claimed to be a prolific reader.
Card.
But yeah, this.
What's your major, by the way?
Not all English majors are literate.
Thanks for.
Not all dogs know how to swim.
That's fair.
Yeah, it feels like we're just watching. I don't know at this point. This is not. This is technically a game of Magic.
Oh man, this is tough to watch at this point. I mean, so we have one card in hand. What can we draw here?
I don't know. Well, I've been saying all day though. Kudos to all these players for sticking out, making your opponent or letting your opponent, depending on your perspective, get across the finish line with that last swing. We've seen it time and time again. I believe in one of your matches with Murktide, it seemed more or less dead on board, and you let your opponent get in that last damage.
Which one were you?
One of your matches on stream.
Oh, okay. All right. Against which card were you talking about? I'm sorry.
Just letting the opponent cross the finish line. Get that last swing in for damage.
Oh, yeah.
And we do finally see the concession.
That is it.
It was a well fought battle. Again, the mulligan to 5, we hate to see it. That's not. I don't think that's the way that anybody wants that game to go. Is a mulligan to 5 in game 3.
Yeah.